All right, everybody, welcome to this meeting. Just kidding, September 8th today. Okay, Rory.
Here.
Ginger, I'm here. Debbie. Here. Jean. Here. Laura. Here. Teresa. Here. Corin.
Mostly here.
Jim Rose.
Jim, here.
Emily. Here. Yvonne. James.
Here.
And I move to approve the minutes in 1 second.
Second.
Hey. Maybe we'll have our inspirational quote and then we'll introduce our business.
Well, it's my week month to do the inspirational quote, and I wanted to go for John Muir. There are so many great quotes, and I went with this one. I only went out for a walk, finally concluded to stay out till sundown. For going out, I found I was really going in.
Thank you. So I don't know if everyone saw my email this morning, but when you have the inspirational quote, feel free to take the read. If you want to talk about a person or a book or a movie, feel free. So we have a special visitor. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm told that my picture is being floated about on social media, so David Bookless, I'm the new deputy city manager of Community Vitality. It's a bit of a mouthful. And I thought I would just sit in, and I'm actually visiting all commissions and committees that can't really have anything to do with it. So.
Welcome. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Did you have to move for this job?
Actually, last year we just bought a house up in Newtown, St. Charles. I've been a new urbanist before new urbanism was cool. It's kind of out there, but it's a fun community. We enjoy it. But I actually worked in Western Rose back in the early middle aughts. A single job as a planner. I don't know if any of you remember Roger Grow, who was the director back then. Anyway, so I was here for several years and moved on, but now I'm back. It's a full circle. It's a great community. I'm really excited to do some good things while I'm here.
Welcome. We're glad to have you in the Green Space Advisory Commission monthly meeting, and I think that will align with Vitality pretty closely. Okay. So jumping into our business. I do have these two things. I'll just pass them around. You can take a picture of them if you're interested. Here is two upcoming events at Merrimack Community College. And the speaker here, I think a smidgen pricey, $45. But it does include a continental breakfast. But very famous speaker, Doug County. So you can look at that. Here's another event coming up. This is Green Conservation Home Expo in Tower Grove Park on September 21st. So you have to look at those. Start our business. I was so surprised by Carrie's resignation that I didn't step up to the plate last month to solicit nominations for a new co-chair for our committee. And the absence of a co-chair was clear at the EcoEd on Wednesday night because Carrie has handled all the marketing. And it didn't even cross my mind. But fortunately, we had a good showing from our commission and the Sustainability Commission, so I don't think it looked less attended than any other eco-eds, but there was school the day up to get it marketed. So the need for a co-chair was illustrated to me last week. So would anyone like to self-nominate?
Sure.
I would like to nominate Rory. I think Rory has demonstrated incredible big picture thinking and his finesse, language skills and articulation skills. I think Rory would make a wonderful co-chair to our commission. So now we'll vote. So everyone in favor, raise your hand. You can all two. So
It's
Cindy and
unanimous.
Miss Ginger, I don't know if you saw. Yeah, unanimous, got it. So our next order of business is.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for doing it.
Yes.
It's just for nominations. Escape that, that's it.
Thank you, Rory.
You're welcome.
Our next order of business is to begin this discussion about Forever Webster Groves. And I do have it on a jump drive so that we can screen share and see it, but there's no jump drive place. So
Probably kind of from the city website.
so I thought we might look at the first couple pages today. It's 20 pages long or 19 pages, but it's a lot of large pictures in color blocks. So, this time, if I would be glad to collect the input and consolidate it our next month. When we talk again, so if you either wanna give it to me tonight or email it to me and I'll consolidate. Okay, so, but the first thing I thought, which is actually on page 2, is that when we get this done, to add, to not take these people's names away, but to add the new, mayor and, green space and sustainability commission people. Any other edits on the cover or page 1?
Is it our role and do we have the ability to edit the plan in that way?
No. We're just gonna collect it and then talk to the sustainability folks who devised it. But it says within this, I forget what page it says in one, it will be reevaluated every 2 years, and it was written in 2022, so it's right at that point.
Yeah, I think the reevaluation is to see like where we are in the goals in the plan and do we need to, has climate or technology or whatever changed where like we need to address those as opposed to changing the format of the plan.
So the reason we're doing this, the reason that we have this topic is at the meeting with the mayor in May, she indicated we should be following this document for Webster Groves as our guideline of our work. So that's why we're looking at it. So we're not trying to take it over, take it from sustainability, we're just trying to include ourselves a little more directly.
I see this plan as something that all commissions, not just us, but every commission in Webster should be referring to this document. So I feel like if we are inserting ourselves, then every commission would need to insert themselves. The idea of being separate from it though is good for us in that when we do something, we can refer that we are in alignment with this document that was created and backed by the entirety of the city council, the mayor's time, and the sustainability commission for the fourth, and then we can show that we are in alignment with it. But by becoming a part of it, we have no outside source to reference, like we are in alignment with this, we're just saying we're in alignment with ourselves. So I feel worried that we're actually, if we even have the ability to change it, that we're actually losing a valuable resource that we could use. Also, it's very ambitious, and I'm not sure that today it would be that way because the general sentiment of people is not so much on environmentalism, unfortunately, right now. People are very distracted by other things. And so pushing through a new one, I don't think we get an improvement. We might even get a step back, is my thought on this.
I would agree with that, and I would add that we are already using this document and we submit things to the city. We have used this document as a guide to our behavior and submissions.
Something to consider.
So
Teresa, could you say what you said again? Cause I thought you were going one direction and then you went a different, and so I think I misunderstood initially.
Guess I'm just saying that this document is something that we can refer to, that we are in alignment with a very strong document that was created as an outline for the entire city and every commission to refer back to. That by changing it, I don't know that we'd approve it, and I don't know that changing it was what was being asked so much as that we refer to it, as should all commissions when making decisions about the city.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to, I think, what I said earlier, in that this is not the Green Space Advisory Committee's plan, it's a sustainability plan for the city, and I don't know that they're interested in us changing it. I'm not sure we have that ability, you know, it seems like it would be outside of our scope to do that. But I think we can come up with our own plan as to how we dovetail into it, because there are some areas in here that I don't think we're going to take on or want to take on. For example, building standards on energy conservation and things like that. And that's just one of many that are in here, but clearly it overlaps with what we're doing at the highest level in this document on the environmental side. And then there are others that I make note of, you know, like volunteer recognition, things like that, that I agree. I think that all commissions should be looking at that, but certainly if sustainability is going to do it, that seems to me one of several things that I put down that we could collaborate on, really. You know, if we're going to recognize people for their work in this general area, it would make sense to not recognize them separately for each, you know, by each commission for what they're doing, or, you know, so there are things in here that we could propose doing jointly. There are also things in here that they haven't really fleshed out the kinds of things that we do that directly speak to the document. So that without rewriting the document.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just piggybacking on what you said.
So maybe let's go around the table and everyone kind of share your thoughts. Or did you wanna say more about?
I don't think we should mess with their work. I am open to having a position statement from the Green Space Commission in support or expressing how we are, you know, working to achieve these goals. But it sounds like we couldn't affect this document if we wanted to. And I don't think it gets us anywhere to do so. So that would be my take. I'm okay with the position statement. Like, let's do it. Let's support their plan. This is how we'll do it.
Yeah, I think it would be real simple to create bullet statements. Underneath a lot of these, here's how we are contributing, here is what we have in mind to align further, or what's already showing how we're aligned with this.
And that could be accomplished through a position statement. Jim, what are your thoughts?
Well, I don't see any conflicts with what we're doing with that. I kind of skimmed through it. It's very general. It doesn't have a lot of specifics. And so it's a lot of, you know, this is good, this is good, this is good. Like, for example, the no mow, April, the leaves, the ego, none of that is mentioned in there. So you know, I mean, that doesn't conflict with what is in there. It's just that I think that we go into certain things that, you know, it's, like I said, this is a very general sort of document. So I agree with what's been said, that I don't think that what we're doing conflicts with anything. But when it comes time to this proposing activities, we should say this supports the, you know, Forever Webster Groves in these respects. You know, it aligns with that in those respects. This.
I agree with what everybody says.
Time games, thanks.
We are still on time, so.
I have to leave at 5:45.
Says that her email about
And Laura, what are,
the person that used to work for me.
I agree, and I agree with what everyone is saying. And I do know that, I guess, and you had to write something probably at the beginning of the year. With, I think it was you or maybe Carrie helped you with it, about what our work plan was for the year. And I think I remember Carrie having to demonstrate with each thing that she wrote how it aligned with this. As I remember, a couple of years ago. So, I mean, I think anything that we do will be helpful when we have to write next, you know, the next work plan. Because they wanna know like how our work plan, you know, supports this. So, but I agree, I think it's the city's document and it was made by sustainability. And we have a lot that we can be working on, also, on our own work list.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think the next time that you present to council for green space, that having a slide or some bullet points in there on how the work of green space fits in with supporting Forever Webster Groves is a great way to do it. If you wanna do a position statement, of course you could, but like city council isn't requesting that, but if you wanted to, you could. But just also think about your work plan in general for the year and how this work position statement, reviewing this kind of fits in with the things that are for this year, so you're not overextending yourself.
you have any thoughts or opinions, James?
I know, I kind of agree, I think it's just more of, it wasn't in the sense to come in and like change the document or something.
Well, I feel greatly relieved. That's because we're Gershwin project that would be. I was not familiar with it, so I didn't speak to it. I spoke to the city council in February. May was the first time I heard of it, and when I read it, I was just like, well, we're not really in there. Except in the broadest of them.
Yeah, it's broad, but you can say like, even in the executive summary, we can meaningfully reduce our collective impact on the environment. I mean, that's what green space does, you know, for mental health, for promoting outdoor activity, for reducing the heat island effect, all those different factors just fits right in there.
So, show of hands, does anyone think a position statement would be beneficial at this point?
I actually do. I think as an exercise internally, whether we have a subcommittee about that, I don't think what you said is necessarily a waste of time looking at this and how you would change it and how that impacts what we're doing. There may be things that are not in here that it would be a good idea, not that we're going to formally put them in here or change this document in any way, but it may inform a future work plan or the current work plan, you know, so however we come to it, you know, I think amongst ourselves, and perhaps that becomes, you know, something that we use for presentations or whatever, you know, that we have a thoughtful and vetted with us document that says, well, it's a, you know, kind of like the roadmap, but maybe it's more aspirational and broad like this is, you know, and I did talk to Sean about this sort of offline. And she said, well, you know, we're not doing every one of those things.
No, we're not.
Surprised.
That was never the intent to do them all
Right.
at once, so each
Yeah.
year sustainability comes to council and says, this year, these are the things from growth that we're focusing on this year.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's not, and it is kind of, it's fine that we don't have specific programs in there, cause then it's a little bit more evergreen, right?
Yes.
You know, programs come and go and things like that, so the principles and the overarching goals would stay the same, but it doesn't have to be down to the detailed level.
Yes, so even though we don't have, you know, a 22-page document with the council and the mayor listed and everyone, we can have a lot of more aspirational and longer horizon kind of view of what we're trying to do. That's what I'm saying. It's,
Almost like a planning document for the.
yes, I just don't know whether there's an appetite to make it official like this one, but really we could.
I mean, I don't know that there is we have so many plans, I don't know that we need another one. But if it's useful for the commission to come up with, you know, kind of long, like where are we going, what are we trying to accomplish? I think that is very valuable, I don't think it needs to be. Now, things change and things morph, but at this point, I would say it's something that works for.
I think it would just help in clarity of communication, because with you and the counselor and the mayor, and definitely with sustainability, where we see something that's important that we're doing. That's really not in this plan. This plan is so broad, it probably is, but you know, there are.
It's like a Venn diagram, not everything that you do has to be written.
Right. It doesn't have to be written, but if we're addressing it, it would be great to see. And some there are absolutely overlaps, like in the targets on air quality, there is planting trees and native landscaping. Clearly, that's something that we all talk about, so. You know, and it may be in other places, the volunteer recognition is something that we've talked about.
So
That's
those
also
sort of
in here.
things, I would say, put them on a slide when you do your update to the city and say, this is how we did volunteer recognition, this is how we did planting trees. And those, when you do the updates to council outside of the boards and commission, like big meeting, it's like 2 slides, so it's not.
Yes.
In the interest of time, we should probably move on. If anyone would like to volunteer, maybe Rory, to write up the first draft position statement.
I would be happy to. I would like to do that with input from others, therefore, could there be, yay. Anyone else, please?
I do mind.
Okay. Okay,
You wanna pass it to us and we'll discuss it amongst ourselves and come back to the group and see if we like it.
yeah, I might reach out to you to get input prior to.
Sounds good.
Giving you a,
I agree with you, I think it's important to have it, position statements and statements outlining what we're all about, I think that's what we should definitely do.
even if you didn't raise your hand, it's okay to me bounce things off of you.
Can I real
But I'm not forum question.
Yes, I'm going to, that's why I said no one-on-one, it's okay, right?
Yeah, one-on-one, it's fine,
Yeah,
but if you're gonna have a subcommittee meeting, you just want it to let them.
which is for us why. You know.
Now.
5 or 6.
Yeah, 8 now.
So I got
Definitely under that,
Therefore, yeah.
yes.
Lori, Corin, Jim and myself,
Teresa.
oh, and Jason.
Have you guys?
Does anybody not wanna hear from me? Okay.
So real quick,
Under 5, I'll drop
is
back
this,
Oh, we're not under 5.
will we incorporate the vision statement with this? I mean, cause there is a vision statement for the commission. I don't have it in front of
Are you
me, but
talking about for this one? The
For
Green
this
Space
commission.
Commission was established for the purpose of promoting high standards, long-term planning,
That
maintenance,
sounds
and
like it.
beautification of public green spaces.
yeah, is that in this?
That's in city code.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
off the
yeah.
website
Okay.
there. We can pass it around, I've got sustainability too.
Definitely not.
We're pretty good at following the city code on that, I think.
Yes. But I think clearly if we read through this, there are areas where I'm not even going to touch it, because when they're talking about standards for city buildings and stuff, I don't think.
Not everything can be applicable, and not everything that you all do is gonna be applicable, but. That's okay.
So what I probably will do is cite areas of this where I have something that this group is focused on. And that way you can give the individual feedback if you feel like I missed something that should be incorporated.
Also, just getting everybody's feedback initially, if you have any, would be really helpful as a starting place.
That would be great too.
C, review work plan.
Yes, yes.
We've established, right? that we're-
Yes.
Yeah,
So the next thing on our agenda is to look at our work plan, so I'll pass this around. And what was highlighted in yellow here was the Forever Webster Groves to look at that. So now that will be the position statement. Subcommittee. So just look at where you are, if you've forgotten. And let me know if anything needs to change. So next we have Corin, and I did print this one.
Oh, okay, great.
Is this the work plan, like who's doing what, or is this what was presented to boards and commissions?
Who's doing what?
Okay. Cause I think have we recently reviewed the work plan?
I'm talking about this, but not
Yeah,
that.
not that, but like what was submitted to council and the budget that was approved, and I thought,
Yeah, I think we talked
are you talking about, cause my mind is gone, so we very well may have.
feel like we did.
Okay. That's great.
My memory is not great either.
Why the reference?
Oh, just because I thought that was an agenda item, but it might have been an agenda item from last month, cause really my brain is not.
Oh, review work plan.
Yeah, so when I'm thinking work plan, I'm thinking of like what was presented to council,
Oh.
as opposed to the who's doing what. Both are important. And so if you all are good with the work plan, then like ignore me, but if a refresh would be helpful, that might be good to add. If not today, then the next meeting.
We talked about it recently.
I'm trying to
We can
recall.
talk about
The fact that we don't.
Next
means we need to.
And the last meeting, we were looking at agenda topics, I added that one, I might not have been the only one, and that's what I was.
Yeah, that's.
I think that might help as you time.
That would be great. I'm just not recalling. it.
I recall you mentioning it and I wrote it down and in my head, that's what I was picturing.
Yeah, very.
So we'll still circulate that and make sure you're where you wanna be and you're good with what you said. Okay, so Corin's gonna update us about the lighting ordinance, and here's a letter.
Great. So I've got good news, good news situation. To be brief, the good news is the city has evaluated it. It's gone up the chain. They've taken a look at it. Bad news is there are a few criticisms that must be addressed before it can be considered seriously for changes in the city's policies or code. Which is normal. That is to be expected. So that's the good news. These are things that can be addressed. We can provide further feedback in terms of how this could be handled. I wasn't clear on whether the city wanted us to provide further feedback, so that's a question for you.
Yes, and I do have an answer for that.
Okay.
So we have a new planning director who started today. His name is
John Wagner.
John Wagner. And so I think the idea is let him get here, have him also review the plan.
Okay.
See if he has any tweaks to the feedback.
Great.
And then take the next pass as the commission on it.
Do we need to take any action or will he?
Don't think that we do at this time. I think Dr. Peoples already kind of had it on with you on the new director's radar. Of course, he
Just
just
to give you a
started
little
today.
background on John, he was previously the planning and development director at New City.
Okay.
I've known him for years. He and I actually cut our teeth at our first planning jobs together in
Nice.
Estill many years ago. But he was also a director at Focus St. Louis, if you remember that organization, and he was sustainability in it, so.
Good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I've written a follow-up to the city already. If they ever want it, it's ready to go. I can unleash it to them. If anyone wants to review my changes before we do that, of course, I would welcome that. So that's ready to go if anybody wants to take a look at it.
Okay.
You can send it, you wanna see it? Okay, sure. I'll need your email before I get out of here.
Bookless, BOOKLESS, D. Like book, no
Books less, you lack books.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll give you the story about that in no time.
Okay. At Webster?
At Webster, Groves Mode, geo.
Very long.
It's a very, it's we'll play Steve later, yeah,
Not gov. Okay, I think I've got that, and if not, I'll figure it
I
out.
think that would be helpful, and you can work with the new planning director to see what kind of feedback you want to get back, and then special review of it.
And both of us
Yes.
have been nerd out and stuff, so.
Perfect.
Into it, great. Yeah, if you just wanna talk about it via email or whatever, I'd also be interested.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The city asked, actually, from my perspective, fairly minor changes. We can tweak like 3 things and it's good, but you know, we'll wait for a process. And so I think we're good.
Awesome.
Okay, and I'll send it to you and to you for further discussion. Check.
You could even have, that's the letter that Corin. My printer's running out of life, and it's readable.
Thanks for the work on this one.
Yes, I can't promise I'm gonna read it tonight.
Are you going to-
No pressure.
I'm going to.
Yeah,
Thanks to
Be on the other side of it.
Just a big shout out to Corin for all this work on the ordinance and working through the letter about what changes and they even wanted illustrations and Corin was
Ooh, I got a lead on that too, I forgot. I got two students have said they will voluntarily contribute illustrations.
Great.
Awesome.
Great.
So I'm talking to them. I don't know if they'll do it, they know they're students, so no pressure on them. Like it's interesting.
and Corin looked at other municipalities around us that have lighting ordinances and looked at their illustrations. So Corin has just done just tremendous groundwork for this project and once passed, I think will be like a feather in the cap for our whole commission, so. Thank you, Corin. Much
My pleasure.
appreciated.
And others laid all this groundwork. I'm just trying to run it all the way to the ground. Exactly, yeah. I was uncertain if I could bring it up, but exactly, yeah.
Now, Yvonne was gonna do a tree inventory update. Do you want to speak to that, James? That has been up for bid.
Yes, so tree inventory includes all trees in right of ways and parks. Went out to bid closed on Friday, this past Friday. Currently reviewing all of those. It'll have recommendation for bid award for council in September.
Can I ask you a question? So this is just in public spaces, right?
Correct, yeah.
I gotta throw this out there. It just seems to me that it somehow, and I don't know how you do this, it would be great to have an inventory of all of the trees inside of Webster Groves, not just the trees in the public parks. Because if you look around, you know, there's trees everywhere. It would just be good to have the big picture there on that. And again, that would be involved looking at satellite images, it's probably doing, you know, paying people to do that, but it would really be nice to have that sort of inventory.
And just to be clear, it is trees in the right of ways and parks, just not private private property.
Yeah.
So.
And could you speak to, is there a connection here with the inventory for green space? Is there anything our commission can contribute to this project or help with?
At this point, no, once the bid's awarded, the company will come in and do everything in the future, it could be possible, but as of now, no.
So it's possible that the information will be useful to us as a
Yeah,
commission,
100%.
but.
Yeah.
So we're not required to do anything.
As of
And I'm sure there'll be a report at the end.
Yes, depending on what company wins the bid, what software system they use, sometimes they're available to the public, which I'm certain that this will be, so we can post things on our website, things like that, give little statistical updates, and just to help and educate the residents of Western New York City, because there's a lot that goes into it. There's roughly 9,000 trees, so.
Yeah, I saw the last one, or this last one, I saw one that Davey did several years ago. And they did do a report like, here's like, you know, how old the trees are at like different age bands and, you know, light coverage. You know, heavier coverage, that kind of thing. So there is like a kind of an executive summary.
It goes into a lot of details, and that work is scheduled to be done at the end of January. So obviously, it does take some time, so.
I know this has been of interest to the commission.
Yes.
So what do we do with the data? when we have it?
So a lot of it's gonna be just to be able to access, like when we take down a tree, and obviously it will be updated, because we have a current system now. It needs to perform better in the sense of staffing, like when a tree's taken down for emergencies, anything like that, or storm. And then when we plant new trees, also it'll be going in to the system as well. And just to inventory what kind of trees we have, and just to help educate. It is gonna be a big undertaking in the sense of the new city arborist she's been fantastic and has already pruned a lot of trees, but she's already documenting that. And then so with the new software system, she'll be implementing that into that software system.
She just started a week and a half ago, she's got that done.
She just on the ones that she's done.
So it's like the tree inventory is like an initial push to get the big survey, but then it's a living thing. Where the arborist will, and I don't know if other staff members as well, but like a tree comes down, you put it in there, you plant a tree, you put it in there. So it could help with Green Our City, it could help the arborist determine, wow, we've taken down a lot of tree streets, you know, in this area, and we don't need Green Our City, but as a, you know, city department, we're gonna go through it and try to get some of those planted, or whatever the case may be, so it kind of helps you just have the data to make decisions.
It would be nice to know like how many, what kind of trees we have, how many are there, and just have a good variety as well.
You have something like the Emerald Ash Borer, you know, like something where there's an issue and you need to
Does it take
identify.
into consideration the health of the tree or the age of the
Yeah.
tree? Okay.
So I was just curious because my wife is a volunteer to Botanical Garden. Of course, you know, they know pretty much where every single plant is there. I mean, I'm sure they have massive databases which have, you know, everything mapped out because, you know, that's what they do.
Yeah.
And that's obvious, but that's only a small area, less than 100 acres. You have an area like Webster Groves, I don't know if that's what's being envisioned, like
Yeah.
having for every single tree, having it, that's good.
But just the ones in public land.
Yes.
On public land, right?
Correct.
Right.
This has been of interest to GSAC for some years now. 4 years ago, we started the Greener City Initiative as a response to perceived canopy loss. So this tool is an evaluation of perceived canopy loss, where canopy loss actually not perceived. And is a good support for the initiative in general.
So I'm not misstating or overstating. I believe that the previous tree inventory led step by step to Green Our City. That was all part of a longitudinal plan by a former commission member. Did a great job with that. So it's great that it's going back.
I'm excited about it.
Next on our list, Ginger, do you want to speak to what you shared your concerns about Green Our City coming back in 2026
Yes.
and returning to our commission?
Yes, okay, so I'm elated that it's coming back. I just know that, you know, our arborists, Carrie and Joe, like they did it all. Like they, you know, somebody would sign up and they would go, they scoped out like every person's yard to figure out what, you know, tree, like the bet, like, so, and that was all like volunteer time. I'm just concerned, like, I don't know, like, none of us are arborists or maybe.
But city arborists would.
Right, but I'm concerned because the city is, you know, has been saying lately, like, be mindful of our time, and this is a giant project. So I'm not sure. I just wanna I'm really grateful that we've got it back in our hands. I just wanna make sure that we're prepared and we're, you know, doing what we should.
I think
So just for you to know, James, that concern is there, and as the arborists get settled.
Sure.
Like, is the arborist gonna have time for this?
So I think the idea was that the city council is committed to this, that we would let the arborist kit up and get settled. And then we would probably start having some meetings, I don't know what Mayor Arnold had in mind of like what those meetings look like orderly and stuff, but at some point we will wanna get those started, and I think we're talking about doing that in the fall, this fall, so that we would be ready, cause I know.
Cause
Danny
Joe and
had timelines.
Gary, like, they clear everything, like,
I know we're gonna be planting 30 trees in the right of ways this fall, or by the end of this coming fall.
Nice.
And a lot of that too, with the arborists transitioning over to parks, like it is gonna be a thing of where we are having meetings to figure out how everything's gonna go. But scheduling wise, we will make it work and come up with a good solution to it.
I better hear that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for bringing that concern up.
I do think I mean, that is a big knowledge loss to the commission.
I
So
mean,
that's such
yes.
expertise and passion. Well, I should say it's a loss of passion, because we gotta be passionate, but you know what I mean, like we're passionate for our stuff.
Appreciate you looking to the future.
Yes. I'm here for.
We could try to arm wrestle Joe to help again too. I don't know if he would.
I'm sure he would if we asked him. He said that he'd be here for us if we needed him.
There you go.
Something that's good. There is on our roadmap, like work, I saw the word plan in a draft form in my paper, but I don't know what the end result was. And I don't know if we have a repository of these kinds of things, or if we just wait for them to come to us. But I am on a Greener City Initiative 2026 commission. I don't know what that means, what I would do, but if I'm the right person
I
to do
think
it.
we would.
No, you're on it too.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
That's what she's talking about and what she's talking about, so.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll have to have some. Right too. We'll have some subcommittee meetings, maybe with James.
Maybe in the future we can revisit these things.
Okay, now we're gonna talk about,
Just a newbie question, very newbie question, with the three of us plus James and Arborist equals 5, but they don't count as part of our quorum, correct? Correct, okay, good.
now we're gonna talk about our upcoming initiative, Leaf of Leaves. And I only made one copy of this, but I'll pass it around. On the first page and a half, it's what's currently on the website. Thank you for being here, James, I'm sorry. And then Lisa and Corin and I are on the Leaf of Leaves. So we've met and have edited that. That starts on the bottom of page 1 and goes through page 2 and page 3. So I can send this out. Some of it was wordsmithing, some of it was giving suggestions of language above and beyond wordsmithing. So for instance, instead of saying the Webster Groves Parks Department and Green Space Commission request, it's ask households to consider the benefits of leaving your leaves, as opposed to request that you leave your leaves. So some of it was beyond wordsmithing. And then at the end, there's a part that connects leaving the leaves to No Mow April. Because one of the things about leaving the leaves is not picking them up right away because there's still eggs there. So you can look at this and I can send it out. I was gonna screen share it, I have it on a jump drive, but there's no place to plug a jump drive in. So what we would like to do is update the website and include some videos and make something with the information that is comparable to the No Mow flyer. So Yvonne had printed I think 75 of these normal things for me in late March, early April. And I took 25 to Maypop, 25 to the library, 25 to Rolling Ridge. And of those 75, when I went to pick them up at the end of April and retrieve the signs, there was only one flyer left at the library. So that's our goal, is to take this and reduce it to something like this. And oh, I do have two copies. This one is a lesser copy with the ink. So we found between the three of us some YouTube videos to consider putting on the website. So let's start with that soil peel one. This one, Warren found it, it's only a minute long and it's a leaf decomposing over 21 days.
Sorry, this is like 5 second delay or. The volume.
And I think it's not moving from this.
So many citizens believe that if they leave the leaf, they will not decay. Their yards will be annihilated, and they are wrong, but they don't know that. So we're thinking about ways to spread that information. In fact, even this document says that a couple of inches is too much for turf grass to handle, which is not true.
Does it, I thought I took it out.
It's still in there.
Would you write on there?
Other than, I like this very much, except for that.
Is it after the newly edited section?
It's on the site. Oh, maybe that is the old one.
Oh,
Let's see.
after the dotted line is the new one.
No, see, that was me.
So that's things we did, is try to make it more accurate as well.
Okay, this looks better. I'll have to review it more closely. That looks better.
So I think this, could be worthwhile.
And there's also the pledge, right? Did you look at that video to see if you wanna make any changes to the pledge? So there's a NoMo pledge on the city's website, and it just has, do you pledge to participate in NoMo April? I will minimize mowing for the month of April. Now, this isn't legal leagues, but you could do something similar, for legal leagues. I will avoid using pesticides for the month of April. I will provide nest sites in my yard. I will grow pollinator friendly plants. And you can check like whichever ones you want, like 1 or 4 or whatever. So I'm not sure if there's the same type of thing for leave the leaves, but
Not yet.
it's kind of nice to have like
Yeah.
an action item.
So now we have 2 more, maybe we'll just watch a minute of each of them. And I can send you the links to just get a flavor of it.
It's this one right here. 5
Yeah.
steps.
We're trying to figure out which one of these is a good educational fit, where we're not sure. Oops.
So. Thanks. Actually, watch this whole thing, it's just 3 minutes. Ours don't go to landfill.
It's true.
We can. And then here's the third one, we'll watch maybe just a minute of. So I'll send you the links for these three and I'll send you the rewritten website information and I'll ask you to get back to me because Iman indicated there's a form to fill out to change the website, so we'll have to go through changes. So to try to get it available for leaving the leaves this fall, I'll need to hear back from you this week. And just chime in what your thoughts are about the videos, yay, nay, and if you have any edits or the editing that the three of us did. I have spoken to the owner at Maypop and the manager at Rolling Ridge and have asked them if they would be willing to sell. I don't know if they already do this or if it's something unique. But I brought them each a picture of the very easy to assemble leaf beds to even keep your leaves in your yard to compost. And they're both thinking about it, they were both very positive, asked for my number. And I thought I would check in with them when I visit them to take signs for them to produce. So I'll keep you posted about that and maybe write a letter to the editor at the Webster Corporate Times. They published that no mow letter very easily, so to direct people to that. So we're trying to grow our initiative. Leaving the leaves.
If you write a letter, could you make sure to make it, if you have leaves that you are not able to leave, then this is an option.
Yeah.
Not first.
Second.
Thank you to Teresa and Corin for all the help with this. Okay, so next, please consider volunteering with the honeysuckle removal coming up on Make a Difference Day, October 24th, something like that. Yvonne, it's with Desire Hope, 25th, is to have a number of sites going in Webster, removing honeysuckle, and that's, right up our alley is green space. So please consider that.
Is there a sign up or something? Or,
I think it'll be on Green
Yes.
Acres.
Yes.
yeah,
On the website.
Great.
And then the sustainability group is having an open house on Saturday, September 27th. So please consider supporting that. I think it's at City Hall.
The e-band platform, yeah, it's in the parking lot next to City Hall.
So it's electric vehicles. I won't be able to go that day, but hopefully a few of us can go and support.
It's a reschedule. It was originally supposed to be a few months ago, but we had a huge lightning storm and like a good idea, so it's rescheduled.
interesting.
But it should be really good.
I have one more topic that's not on my list, but James, can you speak to what I can leave on my computer and what needs to go on the city's shared drive and how do I access that?
Yeah, so just send everything to me, the staff liaison. It's everything with the exception of minutes and agendas. So anything you're working on that's anything but minutes and agenda needs to be saved on the SharePoint. So you just send it to
So
me.
even the thing I just passed around on the,
Correct.
so you should have it in that form
Correct.
while we're
Yeah.
still editing it. So send all things to you.
Yes, with the exception of agendas.
And there's no, like, it is a little clunky, right? Because you don't have access to get that stuff back out. So you were asking like, do we have a repository? We do have a repository.
Just don't have access.
You should have access to the repository. Right. So I feel like that's still kind of a area that could use some citywide,
Sure, and the main thing is just, like, obviously we're gonna work on things, but then when it's completed, send it, we'll save it in our shared drive. And just not on the Google Doc or floating out there
You
basically.
don't need every draft.
Correct.
I think the question came up from other commissions and how to work best together and could they have like a Google Drive and things like that. And the answer was no, we didn't have a Google Drive for the work that a commission does, even though it feels like that would make things a little bit easier. It doesn't work with Sunshine Law and all that.
So I'm assuming you guys would wanna have something to say about the editing and the videos. So I'll include you in that. Which any of those videos we just looked at.
Yeah, yeah, you're more than welcome to, I can read through it.
And you can
and see.
express yourself
Yeah,
if you wish.
for sure.
And Emily, your opinion is always welcome to. It's valued, appreciated.
Then once all that's finalized, we'll have the form that Yvonne said, which is correct, and then we can update it.
Is that
and
for
get-
the or do I need to request it?
Yeah, let us, if you shoot me an email, I can get it to you. Yeah.
And then our new public information person starts
Oh,
Tomorrow.
We have a lot of important staff positions getting filled this week, so that's exciting.
Okay. Well, Lauren, your influence on time is so, we're spot on. Our next, our final agenda item. Well, not final, because we need to hear from Emily and James, but is to talk about future. Our agenda for next month, and just to let everyone know in advance, we take the month of December off. So we'll have October and November. So.
Oh, and there's a commission social in December, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
But it hasn't been the last couple of years.
I think that would be fun.
I never went because I'm antisocial.
But you wanted to remind us all about it.
If you do that, that would be fun for you guys.
So it definitely used to be, but I think
Can I talk about trees of distinction?
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping it would be on the agenda and then
Sorry.
I didn't, no, it's okay, I don't wanna take up much time, but I was wondering if we could get it into the Friday page that we have, that we're taking applications for that.
How do we do that?
When Webster, their monthly Friday page, when this
Is
is,
there a form for
Yeah,
that?
just send the information, include that on the email with the form. To me.
So a form for the Friday
Yeah,
page.
and I can get it to you.
And when I get it, Laura, I'll send it to you.
it is, oh, okay,
When I get
Perfect.
that form from James.
okay. Can anything be posted on Greenkeepers about trees of distinction?
I feel like that's more of like a volunteer sign up.
Okay.
So no, it's a form, like a format that would.
Okay,
So all of us, if you would just kind of keep your eyes peeled for a tree that's particularly lovely and might be a consideration for this year's tree of distinction.
yeah,
And alert Laura to that tree so she can drive by and look at it. And it's not too early to also start thinking about the tree steward, who we wanna honor this year, who's done a lot for Well, as I speak, I have an idea. I think it should be Carrie. But we'll put that on the agenda for next month. But think about it and we'll talk about it. So for next month, I'm thinking we're gonna revisit NOMO April. And Jim and I, we haven't done it recently, but we were working on a video for NOMO April with this pictures that we took. So I'd like to do that in October. And we'll talk about tree steward in October. And anything else you'd like to put on the agenda for next.
Do we need to look over the work plan?
We need to decide what to call it. So I feel like work plan was taken with whatever it is that you all approved for us.
That's, I think, what she's.
Yeah.
Okay, that one.
Well, that
Local recs.
work plan or
I mean,
task.
just real quickly, I had mentioned to a few of you, I think, the idea of talking about water quality testing, stream monitoring. And I think James said, I thought it was gonna be on the agenda today, so.
I asked you if you wanted to talk about it, you didn't say
I
yes.
thought I responded. Anyway, so I even wore my t-shirt. You know. The animals, when you do this testing here, the part of it is to net out the macro invertebrates that are in creeks. That gives you a good idea of the water, but some types of these insects only live in very high quality water. I think there is actually testing being done on Shady Creek by people, and I've looked at, if you look at the website, you can see, get that information. But I don't know, I think it would be something to me, green space is more than just trees, it's the whole thing. It's that, and part of the water that we have Shady Creek and that is very important too, so. If we want, we could talk about that, but it's really not necessary. I don't really want, I did it for over 20 years. Out of Fox Creek, actually Fifi Creek and then Fox Creek with some friends and some other people. You need a group of people to go out and do it. And you need to do it, you get trained, there's lots of information, training available. It's not a simple undertaking, and but I think it's worthwhile. So, anyways, we'll talk, okay? No
I
problem.
got you on the agenda next month, I'm sorry I misunderstood.
That's okay.
Not
See you,
yet.
Jim.
Related to that, I live up the street from Deer Creek Park, and a neighbor told me recently that since Brentwood Park has come in, they've seen living things in the creek at Deer Creek Park. Like micro, things they could see with their eyes. So I thought that was a very positive.
Sorry, I should have said mammals or macroinvertebrates or.
I didn't question what they said, but it was something they saw from the bridge walking over.
Okay, so like mammals.
Yeah, yeah. Emily.
I think we talked about most of it, I just wanted to mention that, I know some of you were there was an open house from Great Rivers Greenway. That's last week about extending the Great Rivers Greenway, there's like a Deer Creek leg that would tie into Lorraine Davis. And then there's a leg that would be from, along Kirkham from Elm to Gore at this point in time, because there's an existing MST project in the works and that same stretch. So there's some information out on GRG's website if people are interested. There's a survey that is still open that has gone out on the city socials, GRG socials. I saw that there's a QR code going up big in the lobby of Parks and Rec. So that's a great thing for people to do, just kind of stay aware of. It's still early days and they're still gathering and
Were you at the meeting last Thursday? Cause Jim, you said you were there too.
Yeah,
It's there, it's
Laura was there, Corin was there, Tracy, you were there, yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a mess on Brentwood there for a while, but I think the project's gonna be good to have them there on there. I think that'll be great.
And mess is gonna be regardless with MSD.
Yeah, how the rest of and I think that it's important to kind of talk about too, that the islands on Kirkham are gonna go away for that project. I know people really love the islands and I appreciate that. It's an MST project and the decision the city had was, do the islands come out? Or does that stretch close for a year? So the decision was that the islands would come out, MSD pays to put things kind of back together. But I think we're gonna it sounds like we'll probably put it back together in a different configuration and take advantage of both the MSD project and GRG, so. Just kind of socialize that the Highlands are not gonna stay.
And to kind of piggyback on that too, so there is, we posted it on our Facebook page, which if you don't follow us, go and follow us, yes. We just posted that QR link, and it's right out here on the post report. So we had 60 people come to the meeting this past Thursday. We had a great turnout, a lot of good discussion, and I kind of view it as what it is. It's an exciting time because it's just sharing everybody's opinion. Like nothing's right or wrong. It's like you just get to come out and have fun, share your opinion, and jot down your notes, and then GRG, SWT, and we'll get together and all compile the data. And I have a meeting tomorrow morning with them at 9 o'clock, and we're starting to compile all of that. So it's fun to see and see how it takes shape. And so if you haven't yet, take a shot at the QR code and get that filled out.
It is still early days, so not
Yeah.
everybody knows about it, which I feel like that's a big hurdle, is to make sure that the people in the community know about the wider community, but also the kind of right there community. So I would encourage people to share that with friends and neighbors who might be interested in, who might not know yet.
Will there be any details in the Friday page besides like a QR code?
I'm not sure what's going in the Friday page. It's a GRG led project.
Oh.
So the city's really kind of letting GRG do the communication, but we have sent out like the survey link and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
So if we could get that to Friday page,
Yeah.
that's probably a good idea.
I'll pass that along. But yeah, if you go to GRG's website or even that link on our Facebook page, you can click on that, we'll have more information on the survey. But yeah, I can pass that along to get out there.
The Friday page is a great resource, which is a reminder.
Yeah.
Well, and
Uh,
just some people don't, I mean, no, and I'm not saying me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that that's how they get their info,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. And it's
Um,
an email straight to your inbox, and we would love to have more subscribers too.
Yes.
Cause it's surprising, who's actually getting that. But it's a great wealth of resource, so if you haven't already signed up for the Friday page, share that with your friends and neighbors and your inbox too.
Is the Friday page also what is in the Webster Report Time?
Oh, yeah, you know what, I used to get it, and for some reason I haven't been getting it, cause that's what I was talking about, was the Webster Kirkwood Times
Can we
thing.
Yes,
advertise the Friday page in the Webster Kirkwood Times? Cause I was not aware of its existence.
because the city does have that page that goes in Webster.
I'll have to check my junk mail, but I mean,
there.
yeah, but I used to get it every Friday, but now that I.
Website, sign up for it
Again,
Yeah.
okay.
That's why you're
Yeah.
saying once a month, because that is.
That's exactly why. I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Kirkwood, from Webster Kirkwood Times.
Okay,
Okay,
sign up on the city's website, and then
Gotcha.
it just comes to your email box, so you don't have to go on Facebook or Instagram or.
so yeah, I was thinking to say the Webster Kirkwood Times, some people don't do all the
Yes.
electronics.
Yes.
Good Friday, we are now 8 minutes past time.
Oh,
We have done well. We are mostly on the time.
that's good, James says anything else.
I just have 20 minutes, I'm good. I don't have anything but Mr. Bookless.
Well, I'm gonna be transitioning as the liaison to this commission.
Well, that's
So I was here for a little bit.
Yvonne will still be providing technical support to the group. So I appreciate
Well,
you
welcome.
finding that on the wall today, and I'll be leaning heavily on James to, get things moving in the future. I look forward to working with you all.
I'll pop in occasionally and say. Yeah. I feel like every meeting I've come to, I've had to leave to go pull people out of, or people yelling or whatever. Not gonna put it out there.
Go to Webster Girls and welcome.
So is this the last one?
At least,
I think.
I'll see if I can drag it. I didn't bring any plans this for anybody.
We didn't bring you cake.
I know. You come next month, I'll have
Oh,
say goodbye and. Thank you for coming, and thank you.
Good meeting.